We're halfway through 2026, and the New York Times has a roundup of terrific new mystery books, and if you're a crime fiction fan, you'll want to pull out your reading list right now. Critic Sarah Weinman opens with what she's calling her favorite crime novel of the year so far, Heather, by Caitlin Mullen, out from Celadon Books at 352 pages. Weinman has been waiting for this one since Mullen's Edgar Award-winning debut, Please See Us, knocked her sideways back in 2020. The new book is set in New Jersey's Pine Barrens, where a 30-year-old narcotics detective named Callie Hauser has come back home to serve as police chief. And her very first arrest? Her own mother. From that gut punch of an opening, Mullen builds a story of corkscrew complexity, decades-old remains, deep family secrets, and a searing look at how young women are preyed upon. Weinman says she read the whole thing in a single sitting, and she's already recommending it to fans of Tana French and Liz Moore. That's about as strong an endorsement as you can get in the crime fiction world. Next up is Blunt Instrument, by Amy Bloom, the first in a new mystery series from the Mysterious Press. Weinman admits she's grown a little cynical about literary fiction writers crossing over into crime, but this one genuinely surprised her. The setup is wonderfully old school. Del Chandler, a private detective and former almost academic, is back on the Cromwell University campus to investigate the murder of an oafish professor named Oliver Bulfinch. The murder weapon? A bronze bust of Nathaniel Hawthorne. Bloom uses the case to dig into Del's complicated feelings about academia and her relationship with her father, and Weinman says the emotional depth makes this one stand out. She's eagerly waiting for future installments. For fans of slower, community-rooted mysteries, there's A Murder in Springtime by Martin Walker, the 19th book in his beloved Bruno, Chief of Police series, set in the small French town of Saint Denis in the Dordogne. Weinman says this is actually a perfect entry point if you've never read the series or haven't checked in for a while. Bruno is juggling a lot: a rocky relationship, a film crew that's taken over his town, and a desperate effort to save the local market. He's so distracted that he ignores calls from his good friend Pamela, which turns out to be a serious mistake, because she's found her brand new lodger murdered on the patio. There are surprising twists hiding beneath the slow burn pace, and the setting, Weinman says, feels genuinely magical. And finally, a book Weinman admits she somehow missed when it first came out, Murder on Sex Island by Alicia Firestone, published in 2023. She's since caught up, and describes it as a delightful, side-splitting satire of the reality TV industry. Now the sequel is here, Sex on Murder Island, from Bantam, and it brings back Luella Van Horn, the crime-solving alter ego of a Staten Island social worker named Marie Jones. Luella is in rough shape, work has dried up, money is nearly gone, eviction is looming, and she's about to turn 30. So naturally she takes a case on an exclusive island near New York City, hired to look into an extramarital affair that has spiraled into murder. Weinman describes it as the most wholesome novel she's ever read involving multiple sex parties, and says the book shines brightest in its portrait of a lonely woman searching for real human connection. For books, for very different flavors of crime fiction, and if any of them sound like your next read, Sarah Weinman's column in the New York Times is the place to find the full reviews.